Some serious concern regarding Becky Lynch's status has once again popped up, so we'll see what the latest is there. We'll also check out what's new for Brock Lesnar, Liv Morgan, and more. Starting things off with everything related to Becky Lynch and her WWE status. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for Becky Lynch fans over the last few weeks, as they've been trying to figure out what does the future hold for Becky. After Becky Lynch lost at WrestleMania 40, and especially after she confirmed in many interviews that her contract was up in late May, many fans started to get really concerned about her status with the company. But then, after Rhea Ripley went down, WWE placed the Women's World title on Becky Lynch, leading fans to wonder if a quiet contract extension had been agreed to behind the scenes, or if it was being signed real soon. WWE wouldn't put the world title on someone that was leaving, so seeing Becky win the title had fans fooled there for a bit, thinking that Becky and WWE had signed a new deal. But we get to King and Queen of the Ring, and that event featured Becky Lynch dropping the Women's World title only a few weeks after first winning it, and also dropping it suspiciously around the same contract expiration time period that Becky had previously discussed for herself in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania 40. So everything went from Becky's leaving to Becky staying back to Becky's leaving. It was also reported that WWE had allegedly stopped fighting over the rights for the Big Time Beck's trademark, which was another thing that made fans wonder if Becky was on her way out. Because why would they randomly give up on a trademark battle involving one of their biggest stars? Just very weird timing for that, given everything that the fans are monitoring with Becky's status. We're right in the current time frame that Becky Lynch revealed herself that her original contract was set to expire at. It was reported right before the May 27th edition of Raw that this would be the final Raw appearance from Becky Lynch under her current WWE contract, since her deal expires on June 1st. A lot of fans were hopeful that this wasn't her final time appearing on Raw, but Becky would go on to basically confirm that it was the end for her. She said goodbye to the fans after Raw went off air, and took to social media to post a picture of herself walking off into the sunset with the caption of "To be continued." So even that farewell message is a bit vague, because is Becky saying that her story will be continued outside of the ring? Or is she saying that she will continue her journey in the ring, but at a much later time? That's the big mystery right now. Becky's husband, Seth Rollins, just signed a multi-year deal with WWE, so fans assume that that'll help keep Becky Lynch around as well, but that doesn't seem to be the case, at least for the time being. Until Becky gives more details herself, no one knows if this is a permanent step into retirement for her, or if this is simply just a temporary break to freshen herself up, and she'll return more down the line. Outside of her time spent away for her pregnancy and outside little small injuries along the way, Becky Lynch has never really missed much time. She's been going full speed ahead, creating this legacy Hall of Fame career ever since she first showed up in WWE. So her legacy is already cemented in history if she does decide to hang up the boots for good. But we'll have to see what career move Becky will make in the future. Speaking of WWE statuses, Brock Lesnar's continues to be a vague one. It was reported that Brock Lesnar was originally supposed to return to WWE in 2024 during the Royal Rumble match. He would have worked a program with Dominik Mysterio and stuck around for a separate WrestleMania 40 program as well. But all those plans were scrapped at the last second, fans believe due to some of the allegations mentioned in the Vince McMahon lawsuit. Brock's return plans were pulled, mentions of Brock's name disappeared, and WWE 2K did everything they could to fully remove Brock from their playable roster in 2K24 at the very last second. But what made fans start to think that Brock Lesnar was in the clear was when Triple H flat out said that there was no issues with Brock Lesnar, and how he didn't leave the company or anything like that, he was just at home. And Triple H's response actually caused more questions than answers, because if there's currently no issues or conflicts right now with Brock Lesnar, then why was he removed from WWE 2K24 and all the other little things like that? The answer for that is still unknown. And the next big revelation in the mystery of Brock Lesnar's WWE status was during Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame speech. Brock Lesnar played a role in Paul Heyman's WWE career, but fans didn't know if Heyman would be able to mention Brock due to this weirdness of the situation that's currently happening between Brock and WWE. But Heyman did make mention of Brock Lesnar. He actually made mention of him multiple times, which once again made fans wonder if that rumored ban on Brock's name had been lifted. Well, there was recently another big mention of Brock Lesnar on WWE programming that did catch a lot of attention. When discussing previous King of the Ring winners during the finals match between Randy Orton and Gunther, Michael Cole made mention of Brock Lesnar, how he was a previous winner of the tournament, and everything that he went on to do after winning it. So Michael Cole's mentioning of Brock Lesnar and volunteering his name like that on commentary caught the attention of many fans. Michael Cole's mention of Brock Lesnar also puts the rumors to rest that Brock's name was banned from being said on television. There's still no further updates on Brock Lesnar's status outside of what Triple H said a few months back at the press conference and these brief name drops from commentary. The May 27th edition of Raw included major advancements for Liv Morgan's storyline. As we know, not only is Liv on top of the women's division as its champion, but she also has a very intriguing and mysterious storyline going on right now with Dominik Mysterio and the Judgment Day. After being seen getting out of the same car as Finn Balor a few weeks ago, Liv Morgan was spotted having a backstage conversation with JD McDonough on the May 27th edition of Raw, which now means that over the last few weeks, Liv Morgan has been seen or communicated with 3 out of the 4 current Judgment Day members. She's interacted with Dominik, Finn, and JD. The only member Liv has yet to be seen with is the Judgment Day's leader, Damian Priest. Liv appears to be scheming here, and she's doing a very elaborate job so far. She's been speaking with all the lower tier Judgment Day members, potentially breaking the ice and placing down the foundation work of her plan. And she probably has Damian Priest as the last member to talk on purpose. What does Liv want to do with the Judgment Day, and why does she keep talking to them? Well, given that Liv keeps saying that she wants to take everything from Rhea Ripley, we're to believe that means that Liv will most likely want to take Rhea's spot with the Judgment Day and take the entire group away from Rhea as well. That's why Liv appears to be doing whatever it takes to join the group and get inside. After Dominik accidentally helped Liv win the women's world title, he came back out during Liv and Becky's cage match to try and help Becky win the title. But due to a series of chaotic events, Dominik ends up accidentally slamming the door on Becky's face and helping Liv retain the title. And after that happens, Liv Morgan grabbed Dominik on the entrance ramp and kissed him on the lips, sending Raw off air. Now, Dominik did seem very hesitant about it and wasn't into it at all. It was Liv that was forcing it onto him. But that moment does appear to be the inciting incident that's about to lead Dominik into the path of leaving Rhea for Liv Morgan. Even with that moment alone, Liv has technically already shown more affection for Dominik than Rhea Ripley ever has. Rhea and Dominik have been paired up as a couple just around 2 years, but their characters never ever shared an on-screen kiss together like that. So maybe these are little things that are starting to pile up in Dominik's head, and before he knows it, he's going to be falling hard for Liv Morgan. Liv captured the title, and it looks like she has officially started the progress of capturing Dominik Mysterio as well. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.